Good morning, everybody. It's Carlos. I am hiking today on Mount Douglas. Well, I will be once I get there. At the moment, I'm on Feltham Road, heading up. Hang on a second. My phone is bouncing a little too much. Let me just put it inside my shirt. I have my Sony inside the pouch with my phone, but because I'm walking quite forcefully, it's banging, as you can hear, on my sternum. Let me just tuck it inside. All right, that should be better now. Yesterday...
Time, 5 minutes. Distance, 0.41 kilometers. Average pace, 12 minutes, 13 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah, that's a little bit loud. Let me turn her down as well. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Maybe that'll be better. Still haven't figured out this volume business. I know what. I'll turn it so that the loudspeaker of the phone is pointing downwards, away from the upturned microphone of the Sony. So it'll be at least one device distance away from the input source. So this is Feltham Trail, heading down. There's a runner.
Morning.
Good morning, runner. How are you? Jeff Stad.
Yeah, that's right.
How are you?
Oh, don't run like I should be able to, I think.
Well, what is that for a men of our age?
I'm getting 5K is about the most I can have.
You know, I'm just building up to that. I had Achilles surgery.
Oh.
Yeah, this is about my third week without a boot.
Oh, my.
So Jeff started running again.
Yes, he has.
I've started running again.
Well, I think he's done a foolish thing, though. He's gone to Colorado.
I saw that with his sister.
Yeah, picked up at the airport, gone from basically sea level to 12,000 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm following his progress on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I don't want to keep you from your training. I'm going to go and walk on Mount Doug for an hour.
Oh, good for you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Jeff's dad, Jeff Hunt. He's a Facebook friend of mine. I don't know if his dad uses Facebook, but what tends to happen in most families is that one person uses Facebook and then everybody else basically lurks. The whole family are following Jeff and his siblings on Facebook. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of runners of our age, I'm talking about Jeff's dad and me, in our 60s and 70s, had a long period of abstinence from running. Not me, but most of my peers took a whole chunk of their lives out, their running lives, and brought up families and what have you. Because I started so late in life, all that child rearing and nappy changing is behind, way, way behind, before I even thought about starting to run. So for me it's been a continuous involvement, a continuous love affair. So Jeff's dad is thinking that he wants to get back to his former glory, but he's left too much of a lag in between his active youth and his active senior years. I'm sure he ran with Jeff when they were both 20 years younger. Jeff is probably 45. Okay, so Feltham Trail after the rain. There's a wonderful wet...
Time 10 minutes. Distance 0.75 kilometers. Average pace 13 minutes 19 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah, we're going to have to live with her yelling at us. Sorry about that. I'll just stop talking when she interjects. The trouble with that is that I forget what I was talking about before she interjected. I need to know when I hit the 30-minute mark. I should be on Mount Duck by then. I might well be to the point where I had my incident, which caused all this late grief with the Achilles, where I tripped and fell and finally wrenched the Achilles out of my heel. You might be able to hear Mackenzie Avenue in the distance. I'm going to be turning away from it. This is going to be, other than me and the runkeeper lady, a very quiet outing. This is the Bow Park Hill, and I'm now turning onto Livingston. I think it's Livingston. Yeah. Back onto asphalt again for a little while. Ever since Norma bought the electric car, I've become increasingly aware of noise. Her motor scooter is now noisier than her car. And that air conditioner, or whatever it is, looks like a heat pump. It's definitely noisier than her car.
Time 12 minutes 37 seconds. Distance 1 kilometer. Average pace 12 minutes 36 seconds per kilometer.
Yep, so I'm on Livingston Avenue North, turning onto Eric Road. The reason I'm giving you these coordinates is because I used to get a lot of pleasure. In fact, I still do get a lot of pleasure from my laptop by following along when people are on their run or their hike or whatever. When they give directions, I can follow their progress on the map. It's almost like adding the view to the podcast. It's a way of enhancing the experience. I already did my pruning on the Friends of the Seeker page. We're down to 40 photographs again. I know that a couple of them, maybe 3, I'm not sure how it's counted, but I have a repeat photograph of, I think it's the early morning mist that Anthony McCann took. Could be Anthony, could be Chris. I think it's Anthony. If I save that picture for the title image, the title page image, it gets repeated, so I count that as 2. So probably we have 39 individual pictures remaining. I'm pretty certain I'll be able to maintain 12 and a bit pace today, unless I stop a lot to talk to people. I might well bump
Time,
into
15 minutes. Distance, 1.21 kilometers. Average pace, 12 minutes, 21 seconds per kilometer.
I might bump into Jackie, my Paralympic sailor friend. She quite often brings Zephyr to Glendenning on Mount Douglas to walk her dog. She is still on crutches. She does have a prosthetic leg, but she doesn't use it very much when she's hiking. Something to do with the three-legged stool syndrome. Three-legged anything is the most stable format. You can put 3 legs on any surface and it will be stable. 4 legs, unless it's flat or completely spherical, you will not get a stable footing. I guess it could be inclined, but flat. It has to be flat. But then the stability would be compromised once the center of gravity was approaching one of the corners of the 4-legged stance. 3 legs, very stable. So she has 2 crutches, 1 real leg and 1 no leg, giving her 3 legs. I'm not sure how she lost her leg. Could have been a car accident. She's from Birmingham. The factory of the Industrial Revolution. There was a time when almost everything was made in Birmingham, including motorcycles, guns, lathes, steel, the whole lot. The Midlands, let's say, the industrial Midlands. This is a connector trail between Malton and Glendenning, if you're following along. Very soon I'll be on Glendenning and back to the silence of the woods. I have my good camera with me today, so once I get into the trail system, I might do a little video for you all to enjoy. I was barred, believe it or not, from Facebook about a week ago. I was posting a video with music and they didn't like my choice of music, so I went to post it again. Nope, rejected. Posted it to YouTube. They accepted it. And then I shared it. And I guess Facebook didn't really feel that they had given me permission to do this, so they didn't feel the need to block me. But sure enough, the next day I tried to post a video with no music, just as a test, and it was still blocked. So I shared that one to YouTube and then shared it back to Facebook. And then the third day, I posted a video with music, and the ban had been lifted. It was a 24-hour naughty boy ban from Mark and his cohorts. I guess they have to play God at times. They are dealing with an enormous chunk of humanity. They can't just let it be a free-for-all. But I must admit, it is pretty free to do as we please, within reason.
Time 20 minutes. Distance 1.67 kilometers. Average pace 12 minutes 1 second per kilometer.
So, just as I expected, I am maintaining my 12-minute pace. I've noticed that the difference between walking trails, walking on the road, walking up and down hills is much less different than when you're running said trails and hills. Trails and hills affect running much more than walking. I can pretty much guarantee 12 minutes or thereabouts pace on almost any terrain, unless I'm actually climbing up a rock face, hand over fist kind of stuff. I'm going to try and gauge this so I get exactly 36 minutes for you. Save me the trouble of editing. Not that it's trouble, I enjoy editing, but I've got a file going, an editing file going at the moment. Hello.
All right.
Are they good?
Oh, very good.
Great. The blackberries, that is. He's picked most of the good ones. It's been disappointing. It's a shame this rain didn't happen 10 days ago. They would have all plumped up nicely had it rained a little bit. Chris has had a bumper crop this year. I seem to remember from Ellen's tales of woe that they have had a wet summer and a cold one. Going past the produce stand, apples $2 a bag. My apple tree has not borne fruit this year. It is just a sapling. I planted it about 4 years ago. I have had 1 or 2 nice apples from it in the past, but not this year. Excuse me, that was my porridge. And again, they were good, but I think last year I suffered from the fact that at a crucial stage in the process of making apples, my wife decided to paint, to creosote the fence, the deer fence between us and the garden. Between the driveway and the garden, I should say. So this is Glendenning. This is where the trail splits in two. I'm going around to the right to where I had my incident when I tripped. I will get to the exact spot where it happened. That is probably where I'm going to get my reminder to turn back. That is a given. I will turn back at the half-hour mark. Another reason I'm using the video camera now, or my regular point-and-shoot camera, is that if I need any extra audio, I can take it from the camera, even though I'm running both devices at the same time. But you can see how tall these trees are. If you look at this one here, for instance, there's my hand, there's the height of the tree, and there's the trail that I just walked on behind me. It's just coming up to the spot where the accident happened. I am going to spit when I get there. It's a tradition for some trail runners that if they trip on a familiar trail, they will spit next time they go by it, just to remind them.
Time 30 minutes. Distance 2.49 kilometers. Average pace 12 minutes 2 seconds per kilometer.
Yes, it was just along here where one of the side trails spilt Patrick, John and I onto this trail. I'm going a little bit further than my 30 minutes. I should be on my way back, but I'm very, very close to the actual spot. Yep, it's just where those people are now. Hello. Hi.
A yellow one there. And a brown one.
Hello.
Hello. You got a little further away? Okay.
Hi. That was it. That spot. And this is where we came out of the trails from there. So now I have to pace it up a little bit because I went further than I needed to. Hello. She was very light on her feet. That's another thing I've noticed with walking compared with hiking. When I'm running, running compared with hiking. When I'm running, I get rid of the gas a lot quicker because I'm like shaking the cola bottle rather than just releasing the lid. I'm shaking it and then releasing the lid. So there is more of a back pressure. I'm breathing quite heavily, but nothing serious. I have gained quite a lot of aerobic capacity in the last few days. This week has been a very good week of training. I have got at least 7 hours of non-bicycle activity. That is the big difference this week. I have reached my 10-hour target with very little cycling. Last week I got to about 8.5 hours with cycling. Hello. Back on Glendenning, heading down towards the trailhead and my exit of Mount Douglas Park. So this is the first time that I have actually been on the Mount Douglas trails.
Come on, Charles.
Hello, hi. So the families are beginning to arrive with their dogs. It is Sunday, so I guess this is a breakfast time routine for them on Sunday. Go for a hike with Grandpa on Mount Doug. I shall bring this to a close as I leave the park in a few minutes. You might be able to hear the raindrops falling from the canopy as the wind blows. That has been the major change. We have had some wind.
Time 35 minutes. Distance 2.93
Hello.
kilometers. Average pace 11 minutes 56 seconds per kilometer.
So it is going to be about a 6-kilometer hike, followed by a 1 kilometer each way bike ride to Mount Douglas Market, where my bike is awaiting me locked up. I hasten to add, panniers empty, ready for me to buy enough groceries to get me through today and possibly part of tomorrow.
Time 35 minutes 48 seconds. Distance 3.01 kilometers. Average pace 11 minutes 55 seconds per kilometer.
There's a group of people up ahead. I don't see anybody on crutches yet, but with my eyesight, I would have to be quite close to notice Jackie. But I have noticed that even though my vision is blurred, I can see quite well in the distance. Hello. I have enough time to bring you a little bit of news, an update on my friend from Toronto. He was going to come to the Selkirk Mountain Trail Week stage races that were going to happen. Trans Selkirk Challenge, I think it was called. Well, he has been diagnosed with shingles, which, according to Norma, is quite a painful and debilitating condition. Something to do with the nerves flaring up, creating a lot of pain. Something also to do with smallpox. Or no, chicken pox, I think it is. If you get chicken pox as a kid, the virus stays in your body. So this is the parking area for the dog people. Not too many of them walk all the way to the trails. They drive here and then they walk with their dogs. Last Sunday I took you up Mount Doug by the road. Today I took you on the Mount Douglas base trails. But, yeah, a lot flatter. So poor old Alan, he had his ticket booked to Kelowna, WestJet, and he had a car rental booked to drive to Revelstoke for the event. Now I'm hoping that he either gets a refund from both activities, the flight and the event and the car rental. I think the car rental and the flight, he might well be able to get a rebate. But I'm not sure if you will be able to get a rebate from the event, which is a bummer because I think he paid about $1,000 to do this. I invited him to stay with me for the week instead. Hello. So if he does decide to come out west, he's welcome to train with me for a week and then take his flight back. But he still hasn't replied
Time,
to my
40 minutes.
to my email.
Distance 3.36 kilometers. Average pace 11 minutes 54 seconds per kilometer.
So I'm going past the produce stand again. I don't have $2 to give him for apples. I think I spent them the other day. That's right, I went to the Township Coffee and had a mug of coffee there. This is where the man was picking blackberries. I eat blackberries because I don't take multivitamins. I eat plums because I don't take multivitamins. I occasionally eat bananas because I don't take potassium. Hello. But that's just me. I'm always thinking more of the micronutrients than the pleasures of eating fruit. I'm eating fruit for the vitamins, which I think is very important to remember. There's more benefit from the vitamins than from the sugar, the fructose. So this is just about it. Sorry I couldn't take you all the way back, but you know me. I stick to the rules of engagement, as stated. Talking of rules, I still need about 2 more submissions for the YFM number 6 program. If anybody is listening, you've got until Wednesday. So this is the running jackal on the Glendenning trail beside Glendenning Road, saying goodbye to you